For today's video, we have a share capital question, a balance sheet disclosure question in share accounting chapter. So let me read the question first and then I will explain how to do the problem. H Limited was registered with an authorized capital of 40 lakh rupees divided into equity shares of 10 each. Company invited application for 1 lakh equity shares and during the first year 8 per share were called up. So this is an important information that we have only 8 per share called up instead of the entire face value. So that should initially tell us that we are not even going to write subscribed and fully paid up. It is going to be subscribed but not fully paid up. Okay. All the amount were received except Ram, a shareholder holding 5,000 shares, failed to pay first call of 2 per share, and Sham failed to pay first call of 2 first call on his 2,000 shares. Ram's shares were forfeited by the company. So Ram is the first shareholder. He had 5,000 shares and they were forfeited. Out of the forfeited shares, 3,000 shares were reissued at rupees 9 per share. So show share capital in the balance sheet of the company as per schedule 3. So let me get to the solution. First thing is balance sheet of H Limited as on date is not given, so I am leaving it open. First, particulars, note number, and then amount in rupees. So this is your initial format, and I will start with equity and liabilities. The side heading then I will start and I will write shareholders funds, and then we will write the heading share capital. Note reference 1. I am leaving the amount column open. Only when I finish notes to accounts I will know how much it is going to be. So I am going to the next subtopic, which is notes to accounts. Particulars, then rupees. Share capital. First thing is authorized capital. Okay, now let me go back to the question to find out how much will be the authorized capital. Authorized capital is 40 lakhs divided into equity shares of 10 each. Therefore, the number of shares will be 4 lakh shares. 4 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. The main amount is 40 lakhs. Do not forget to double underline this number. Okay, so this is first segment. Second segment, we have issued capital. Out of this issued capital, out of the authorized capital, the company issued only 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. Therefore, under issued capital, we will write 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. Therefore, issued capital will be 10 lakhs. Again, double underline it. Moving on. Third, we will have subscribed capital. For the subscribed capital, we have to write subscribed but not fully paid up. Subscribed but not fully paid up. Now we have to analyze how many shares are in existence and how many have been forfeited. We have to do a mini computation to understand the solution fully. See, so they have issued 1 lakh equity shares. Out of those 1 lakh shares, there were some problems with respect to 5,000 shares held by Ram and 2,000 shares held by Sham. Okay, so this is the basic data. Out of 1 lakh, 5,000 and 2,000 turned out to be problematic shares. Therefore, 93,000 shares were like clean shares, which means whatever I called, I received the money of those shares. Okay, then out of this 93, nothing happened in that 93, but out of this 7,000, this 5,000 got forfeited and then it got reissued as 3,000. So the question says it was reissued as 9 per share. Okay, I assume that it is reissued as 9 per share as 8 called up or as 8 paid up. Paid up status will be only 8, I assume. So already pre-existing 93,000, now the reissue quota of shares 3,000 gets added back and you have 96,000 total shares which are in existence. Therefore, you come here, 96,000 shares which have been issued, called and paid up. Apart from that, you have 2,000 shares of arrears that are there. Therefore, in total, we have 98,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, but they were only rupees 8 called up. You have to write this specifically. So here you have to write whatever is 98,000 times 8. The answer will be 7,84,000. So that's your primary base share capital amount. But from this share capital amount, you don't have certain portion collected. So they will be kept in calls in arrears. So how many shares are in arrears? 2,000 equity shares into 2 rupees we haven't received. Therefore, 4,000 rupees have not been collected. So this is your share capital amount. But apart from this, you also have money that is still remaining in share forfeiture. We have to do a quick working note for this. Let me do the working note for how much money is still left in share forfeiture. Let us take the data of Ram's arrears. 5,000 shares have been forfeited from Ram, out of which 88 is called up. So totally you have 48,000 total called up for Ram. Out of that, how much is arrears? For Ram, 2 rupees of calls were arrears, so 10,000 were arrears. Therefore, paid up capital of Ram was 30,000. So this is what the money that got forfeited towards money transferred to share forfeiture from Ram. Okay, out of this, how much will be reissued and how much is not reissued? Against 5,000 shares, 3,000 shares were reissued and 2,000 shares were not yet reissued. Therefore, reissued shares is how much? Non-reissued is how much? 3,000 reissued, 2,000 is not reissued. This 30,000 is for 5,000 shares. Therefore, the proportionate maximum permissible discount for this 3,000 shares will be 18,000. Maximum permissible discount for these 3,000 shares is 18,000. Therefore, for this 2,000 shares, it will be 12,000. Okay, so this is maximum permissible discount for 12,000. Now this portion, whatever after discount, whatever the leftover amount would have been transferred to capital reserve, this portion will remain in share forfeiture. Therefore, this amount will stay back in share capital only. Therefore, I will add this 12,000 to the computation here. Therefore, 7,84,000 minus 4,000 plus 12,000. The final answer will be 7,92,000. That is the amount being transferred to share capital. 7,92,000. So I'm just presenting the final answer here. Authorized capital 4 lakh into 10, issued capital 1 lakh into 10, and then subscribed capital. The working is here. From 1 lakh, you eliminate 7,000 first, the problematic shares, you get clean shares. Then from this forfeited batch, you get 3,000 shares added back. So you have 96,000 shares in total. So the non-reissued shares will be 2,000, and then shares with calls in arrears will be 2,000. Okay, so total shares which are clean are 96,000, and the total shares with calls in arrears is 2,000 shares. So total shares that were in existence in life is 98,000 shares. That's what I have given here, 98,000 shares of 10 each, which is 7,84,000, but 8 called up, 7,84,000, and then subtract the calls in arrears from there, and then add share forfeiture. The share forfeiture working note I have given here. So I hope you understood this problem. If you still have some doubts remaining in this question, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to clarify. I will see you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.